Hello everyone, I got another video for you. This one's another magic one. If you've seen one of my previous videos, I talked about getting a magic deck, and that is right here. I'm currently setting this up on like a stand that I have. Technically it's actually a magic trophy for winning a tournament. Subtle flex there. So yeah, this video is going to be all about that. So if you're not a nerd, if you're not a cool kid, get out of here. No, but if you want to learn how to play, I've made a few tutorials on the channel, so you can go check that out. And then maybe you'll want to buy one of these, and then maybe later I'm going to play my friend with the two decks that came out. And if you think they're pretty cool, then sure, why not cop them? And so I'm going to do that, but before we get into it, please help us get to 50 subs. I know I've said this like 10 times, but at 50 subs, I do have a video planned, and I'm excited to make that. It'll take a lot of editing and work, and so I just want to get to 50 subs so that I can start working on it, and so I don't post it when I have like 45 subs. And so, yeah, so just please help me out with that, and hopefully, hopefully we can get there today. Okay, so I'm going to open this. I'm not showing the bottom and other stuff because there's like sensitive info on the package, but here it is. Oh, okay. Here it is. Here's the set. By the way, I am on my desk right now. If you see right here, I have tons of magic stuff. There's my magic decks, my hand sanitizer, which I put on before I use my cards, my trading binder, which has a ton of cards, obviously this, and then, yeah, so I'm going to be playing on this playmat, which is like some cute dragons, so yeah, I'm going to be doing that. So this is the deck, but it also came with this note. Let me just read it, just to see if it's, yeah, it's just the things that we got. So that's nothing. Get that out of here. All right, so this is the deck, Magic the Gathering. It is Commander, which is a game mode I've talked about before on my channel, where you have 100 cards in your deck. None of them can be the same. Like, you can't have duplicate cards. You have a commander, like, for example, in one of my decks, this guy is the commander of the deck. He leads the deck. He's not in the 100 cards, and he's the leader of the deck, so the deck is based around that dude. So in here, it's Anowon the Ruin Thief. If you can't read it, I'll read it to you and explain it. So it's 2 of any colored mana, and a blue mana, and a black mana. So it's 4 mana in total, so it's pretty cheap for a 2 attack, 4 health dude. So usually if you're paying 4 mana, you want a 4/4, 4 attack, 4 toughness, just so that it's like even. But he has tons of abilities. So other rogues you control get +1/+1. So if you can see right here, he is a rogue, which is like an assassin. So he helps out other people that say rogue in their name. He gives them another attack and another health. So that's very helpful, and I think that's a really cool idea. They've done things like that for other things, like dinosaurs and vampires, and tons of things like that, but they haven't done it for rogues yet, and so I was like, wow, this is so cool, I'm going to get it. And then his other ability says, whenever 1 or more rogues you control deal damage to a player, that player takes a card off the top of their library, which is their deck of cards, and puts it in their graveyard. And for each 1 damage that you did to them, so if I did 7 damage to them, that player takes 1 card off the top. So if I deal like 7 damage, they take 7 cards off the top of their library. But then, and then if they take a creature off the top, which it's not like they can choose that, but it just so happens they take a creature off the top, I get to draw a card. So it's a lot about, it gives you some card advantage, it has an incentive to attack people, and it helps your people that are going to attack and then draw cards so you can keep on playing them. So overall, great commander. I thought this was a really well-built deck. So if we flip this over, there's my dude. Great artwork in this game, by the way. So here we have the 3 new cards. We've talked about Anowon. He's the new big dude. And then these 2 are just new cards that they've added to Commander, which when we open it, I'll talk about. So it comes with 2 tokens, which certain cards say that you have to play cards, and that's what those are. This is a deck box, so you can hold your cards, but it's a little plastic deck box. Personally, I would recommend getting one of these. I have 2 of these in green mana, which is my favorite. I have 2 of them made out of leather. Wait, what's in this one? Oh, my Atraxa deck. Okay. Currently, I have 5 Commander decks. I kind of have a lot, but so yeah, it comes with a deck box. So if you don't have a deck box yet, that's always a great idea. And then it also comes with 100 cards that are already in the game, with 3 new cards included in that. So I'm not going to talk about every single card, but let's just open this. Okay, I personally don't care about the preservation of the box. It looks pretty cool, but I don't think I'm just gonna rip it. It's just like with wrapping paper. I don't really care if. Sorry, it's hard to put this on screen 100% of the time. All right, here we go. What the heck? It seems to be jammed. So they have a lot of wasteful stuff in these. They pack it to the brim with like random cardboard and stuff. Okay. So here we go. So we already saw my man Anawan, but inside here is the 100 cards, all of these in this wrapping. I'd say around 40 of them are lands. Oh, and by the way, one more thing I would just like to mention really quickly while I'm unboxing this thing. There is a channel I've talked about before called The Command Zone. I think you go like this. The Command Zone podcast. They make pretty long videos, so don't watch it if you don't have a lot of time. Or like you can just watch it piece by piece. But they talk about this deck, the other deck, everything Magic related, Commander especially. And Commander, by the way, is the most fun game mode, no matter what. Just because you can play with anyone, and you can, the cool thing about Commander is you can negotiate with your opponents. And like, okay, let's team on this person. Where in normal Magic, if you're playing with more than one person, you can't just team against people. But in Commander, you can. It's super chaotic, and there's like usually 4 players, and so everyone, like, it could come back to your turn after everyone else is gone, and the entire game is in a completely different spot. So it's really great. But check out the Command Zone, and they will tell you what cards to take out of this deck, so you can improve it. But also just anything else with how to play Commander. They really helped me, and they inspired me to start really playing Magic. They were the first channel I subscribed to, and hopefully I'll be your first subscriber. So yeah. Alright. Here's the box. Sorry if what I'm saying is really random. I'm just like focusing on... Okay, so the name of the deck is Sneak Attack, but yeah, I'm just focusing on just getting this video out, so I'm not like thinking about what I'm saying, which is usually the case. Okay, so we have this weird like map thing with like, oh, these are the rules of Magic. I'm not going to go over that. I've talked about that before on my channel. They're just, you know, I'm not going to talk about all the rules of Magic right now. That doesn't really seem like a smart idea. Oh wait, there's something else in this, but I'm lucky I checked it. Oh, it's a dice, it's a health counter. So you start on 40 health. Okay, stuck, 1 sec. And you can like spin this little wheel. Oh, it only starts at 20 in this, I guess. So, and you can flip this health bar to what health you're at. So if you gain life, lose life, that's helpful. That's always great. Alright. Alrighty then. So we talked about my man Anawan, so we can take him off to the side. Now let's unpack this. So yeah, tell me down below, guys, if you like this new Magic set, or if you are interested in more Magic videos, so that I can help you guys out, because Magic is a great game. It's super fun. Okay, so these are just some rule cards. This right here is just a rule card. nothing useful. I'll set that off to the side. Now these are tokens that you can't play them from your hand. They said there were 10, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So now we are going to be looking, so let's just look at them. So there's some Thopters, which are like some flying things that only have 1 health and 1 damage. These are rogues, so that helps with the theme of the deck, right? Being an assassin. And the other ones are just a ton of rats, so, alright. Alright. Let's move on. So, I'll just look at the good ones. So, choose a creature type. So this helps with his thing. Draw a card for each permanent you control of that type. Fact or Fiction, that's a good card. I'll just look through these. A lot of these are fairy rogues, but I'll just go through and tell you the ones that are, like, really good. And then I'll show you the ones that are new. So most of these are pretty decent. They're not amazing. Yeah, a big theme with rogues is that they can't be blocked. Yeah, see, another one. This one's pretty cool. It creates those Thopters, and you can tap them or untap them to get things. So that's cool. Changeling. This means it could be any creature type. So this could be a dinosaur. This could be a rogue, which it's probably going to be in this deck. I mean, it's everything, but all at once. But goblin spells and rogue spells. See, rogue, that matters. Goblin, not so much, but rogues. That's big. All right. Murder. Solid removal spell. Kills just a creature for 3 mana. But there's better ones. Rise from the Grave, that's a decent card. Okay, Sir Conrad. This is actually a pretty good card. He's in the deck, but he's not a rogue. He's a human knight, which is like the opposite. Rogues are people that kill people. Knights are supposedly people that do noble things. But he's all about creatures dying, putting them into graveyards, and then milling people, which is taking cards off the top of their library. So he fits with the other themes of the deck. This guy is very good. Whenever a creature dies, you can ping people for damage, and it's really annoying. Okay. This is a solid mana rock. Same with this. These are both good. Here's one of the new cards. And I believe the one under it, yes. Okay, so Enigma Thief, I'll read it. It's 7 mana, 2 blue, and 5 of any for 5/5 Sphinx Rogue. With Prowl 4. This is a new ability in the new set. So you may cast this spell for its Prowl cost, so for 4 mana, if you dealt combat damage to a player this turn with a Sphinx or a Rogue. Now, I don't think there's any other Sphinxes in the deck, so it's pretty much only applying to the Rogues, but you can play him out for a 4 mana 5/5 with flying, and when he enters, return up to 1 non-land permanent that each player controls to its owner's hand. So it can be really good if you attacked this turn. And also, it could be like a surprise thing. Like they start attacking you, and then you pull out your secret weapon. And, yeah. I'm sure you can only cast it on your turn, though. So it's just a pretty solid card. Not amazing, but not terrible. Whisper Steel Dagger. That's a really cool name. 3 mana, it's an artifact equipment. If you equip it, it gives whoever you're equipped to 2 extra attack. And when it deals combat damage to a player, you may cast a creature spell from that player's graveyard this turn, and you may spend mana as though it were any mana to cast a spell. Okay, that's pretty good. So that's one of the new ones as well. Okay, Notorious Throng. This spell... Is this a rogue? Some of these, I can't believe they're in the game because there's never been any rogue stuff before. And so I guess there was stuff. They just never put it together. So I haven't seen this card before. It's a tribal sorcery, which means it's like themed for rogues. So it gives you a ton of fairy rogues. So that's pretty good. Another one that isn't a rogue, but it helps by putting things into people's hands and stuff. That's one I would probably take out just because you want to keep it mainly on rogues. Okay, this card's really cool. I love the artwork here too. It's a 6 mana for a spell that you can only cast once, and create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. So you can just flat out copy any creature. You could copy this ginormous Kraken if you wanted. Anything. And then Cypher, you make exile this card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage, you may cast a copy without paying its mana cost. That's really good. So let's just say, if I take this guy, right? And I cast this spell on him, and then I exile this dude from my graveyard. I think this is how this works. And then I attack with this dude. I get another copy of him. Attack, another. And then every single time I attack, I get another copy. So that seems pretty good. So yeah, that's a really good card. I'll need to look into that to see if that's actually how that works, because that seems really good. Ooh, Fated Return. Put target, it's just a ginormous removal spell. Put target creature card from a graveyard under the battlefield under your control. It gains indestructible. If it's your turn, scry too, which means look at the top 2 cards of your library. So if you have a really big creature, again, maybe this dude right here, the Kraken, and he dies, you can bring him back to the battlefield indestructible, which means he's pretty much indestructible. Almost nothing can kill him. There's a few exceptions. Okay, here we go. Gonti. So Gonti, Lord of Luxury, is a legendary creature. He is a rogue. Look at the top cards of your library, put them face down. I'm not going to really talk about all of these cards because this will be a really, really long video if I do so. Garruk's Wake is a really nice board wipe. I would recommend using it if you get it. Another board wipe right here. This is just a horror. It gives your creatures bonus. Ogre Slumlord creates rats, and your rats have death touch, so that's a solid one. There's an avatar right here. You may put cards from that player's graveyard under the battlefield on your control. That's a solid card. Another horror. It seems like we're... Okay, so he's a shapeshifter. Lazav, Dimir, Mastermind. 4 mana, 3/3, and then when he's put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have him become a copy of that card. So it can become a rogue, which is a nice touch. Notion Thief. I've heard of this card. This is a really good rogue. This is one of the more iconic ones. And so, yeah, this one is pretty good. I'm not going to read all of these. Okay, this is one of the highlights of the deck. Una, Queen of the Fae. She's a fairy. She's like, all of these fairy cards are in the Magic storyline are connected to her. She's the leader of them. And she creates a lot. She herself is not a rogue, but she creates a ton. Every single turn, you can just create so many rogues. And all of them get +1/+1. And every single time you attack with them, you can just mill your opponent's entire library to the ground. Silumgar's command is you can use it for many things. You can counter spells. You can return things to the opponent's hands. You can kill creatures, and you can destroy planeswalkers. Again, I'm not going to really explain all of this stuff. If you really care about Magic, I would watch some tutorials on it. But I'm guessing the people that are really excited to watch this are people that already play Magic. So yeah, this is going to be a long video though, so you don't have to watch it all. I'm just trying to explain what's in this deck. So yeah, I'm going to be right back. I'll just in a few seconds. Okay, so here's Spinal Embrace. You can only cast it during combat. It's a pretty expensive spell. There's a lot of spells in this deck. Okay, another one, Sig, River Cutthroat. At the beginning of an end step, so at the end of your turn, opponent loses life. If an opponent lost 3 or more life that turn, you draw a card. So it's just some nice card draw. This is a really cool card. Blackblade Reforged is a sword. It looks super sick, and its abilities are pretty cool as well. You get a lot of bonuses on your creatures. Okay, so I'm just going to go through these. Bone Horde. Obelisk of Erd gives all your creatures of a chosen type, which would be rogues, +2/+2. So that's good. Scythe Claw, yeah. You can pause if you... These two are terrible. Signets are pretty staple. Mind Stone. Sol Ring is in like every single commander deck ever. And then here's all of our lands. Alright, so I think that's going to be about it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Help us get to 50 subscribers, please. And yeah, if you want to get this deck, and and you think it's a really cool idea, or you want to get the other deck, or any Commander decks, or you just want to start playing Magic, you can watch my tutorials on my channel. You could watch the Command Zone podcast. You could watch any of those things. You can find the Command Zone podcast on Spotify, I believe, and also on YouTube. I don't know about Spotify, but I know for sure YouTube. So yeah, go check that out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, see you guys later. Bye.